The bright California sun streamed through the windows of the hospital room, casting long shadows on the sterile floor. Steve Jobs, co-founder of Apple Inc., lay in bed, surrounded by the soft hum of machines. Despite his immense success, Steve felt an emptiness that no amount of money or achievement could fill. As he looked out the window, memories of his journey flooded back, his rise to fame, the countless hours of work, and the sacrifices he made along the way. Steve, his longtime friend and business partner Tim Cook, said gently, breaking the silence, "Do you ever wonder if we focus too much on work and not enough on the moments that truly matter?" Steve turned to Tim, his eyes reflecting a mixture of regret and realization. "Yes, Tim," he replied softly, "I do. I've come to understand that time is the most valuable gift we have, and it's something we can't buy back." Tim nodded, acknowledging the weight of Steve's words. Together, they reminisced about their journey, the highs and lows, and the moments that defined their friendship. Steve realized that, while he had achieved great success, he had often neglected the simple joys of life. The time spent with loved ones, the quiet moments of reflection, and the memories that truly mattered. Steve started thinking about his family as he lay in the hospital bed. His wife, Lorene, and his children had always been his strength and support, but he had often sacrificed time with them for work. He remembered the many family dinners he missed, the birthdays he didn't attend, and the moments he could never get back. "Lorene," Steve said, his voice full of emotion as she sat beside him, "I've come to realize that I've taken our time together for granted. I've been so focused on building a legacy that I've forgotten to cherish the moments we have." Lorene took Steve's hand, holding it tightly. Tears welled up in her eyes. "Steve, you've given us so much, but all we ever wanted was you," she breathed. Steve experienced an overwhelming emotion of guilt and regret, but then a newfound resolution. He knew the past could never be changed, but that he must make the best of the few days he had left on Earth. Steve promised himself to his family, be present in the moment, cherish every instance, and live for the next to pay back lost times. He chatted with his kids, told his stories, created new ones while his days ticked by with no business goal in sight that Steve felt was closer to fulfilling compared to all else. Weeks turned into months, and Steve's health continued to fluctuate. He was determined to make the most of his remaining time. He reunited with old friends, mended broken relationships, and focused on giving back to the community. He visited schools, inspiring young minds with his story of perseverance and innovation, and emphasized the importance of balancing work with personal life. One time he came, and he talked to a class of students about what he had learned. "Success is not measured by the wealth you accumulate or the power you wield," he said. "It's about the impact you have on others and the memories you create with the people you love." One student raised her hand, her eyes filled with curiosity. "Mr. Jobs, what's the most important thing you've learned in your journey?" Steve paused, reflecting on his experiences. "The most important lesson I've learned is that time is our most valuable asset. Use it wisely, spend it with those who matter, pursue your passions, and never forget to cherish the moments that make life truly meaningful." As Steve journeyed on with his self-discovery and redemption, he found solace in the simple pleasures of life. He took long walks in the garden, enjoyed quiet moments of reflection, and embraced the beauty of the world around him. He also continued to innovate, working on new ideas and projects, but with a newfound balance that prioritized his well-being and relationships. One evening, Steve sat on the porch with his daughter Lisa as sunset approached. The sky outside painted hues of pink and orange. A serene silence was etched between Steve and his daughter. "Dad," Lisa began, breaking the quiet, "do you ever wish you had done things differently?" Steve let out a sigh, his smile bittersweet. "Yes, Lisa. There are so many things I wish I had done differently. but it is never too late to change. The point is to learn to become better, to become something more, from the mistakes we have made. Lisa nodded, acknowledging the depth of her father's words. "I'm proud of you, Dad," she said, "for everything you've achieved, but more importantly, for the person you've become." Steve felt a sense of pride and contentment. He knew that he had made mistakes, but he also knew that he had the opportunity to make amends and leave a lasting legacy of love and time well spent. Steve had gathered his closest members of family and friends in the final days of his life to celebrate one last time. The final days were laughing, crying, and a lot of heart-to-heart conversations. Steve looked around the room and felt much gratitude for the people who mattered the most. As the evening was coming to an end, Steve stood up and spoke to his loved ones. "Thank you all for being here," he started, his voice firm but full of emotion. "I have learned that the greatest gift we can give each other is our time. It is the moments we share, the memories we create, and the love we give that really matters." He paused, taking in the faces of those he held dear. "I may not have always gotten it right, but I've come to understand that it's never too late to make things right. Cherish every moment, spend time with the ones you love, and never take a single day for granted." With those words, Steve left his loved ones with a strong message of love, time, and the need to live life to the fullest. Steve Jobs' life teaches us success is not necessarily the achievements in our lives, but the quality of time with loved ones and the influence we have in the lives of others. This is the most expensive resource we all have: time. It should therefore be utilized well so that every minute counts and a moment is taken into memory forever. If you have enjoyed this story, do not forget to like, comment, and subscribe to our channel for more inspiring and motivational stories. Share this story with someone who needs a reminder that time is the greatest gift we have.